The rain poured heavily that night, cloaking the city in shadows and whispers. At precisely 11:47 p.m., the body of Charles Remington, a wealthy tech entrepreneur, was found slumped in his study chair, a half-finished glass of bourbon on his desk, and a faint trace of blood trickling from behind his left ear. The windows were locked from the inside. No forced entry, no sign of struggle. Detective Lucas Crane arrived within the hour. Known for his unorthodox methods and sharp intuition, Crane observed in silence before touching anything. The air smelled of old wood, leather-bound books, and something faintly metallic. The security system showed no breaches. Yet someone had gotten in and out, unseen. The household included only 5 others: Eleanor, Charles's second wife, half his age; Dr. Milo Park, Charles's personal physician and longtime friend; Jenna Remington, his estranged daughter from his first marriage; Gregory Shaw, his loyal assistant of 10 years; and Marie, the housekeeper who had worked there since Charles was a teenager. Each had a motive. Eleanor stood to inherit millions. Jenna had recently argued with her father over control of her trust fund. Dr. Park was rumored to have been cut out of a patent deal. Gregory had just been informed of his dismissal. And Marie? She knew the house better than anyone. Crane started his questioning. Eleanor, draped in silk and grief, claimed she was asleep in the master bedroom and had heard nothing. Her alibi was shaky. The security logs showed her bedroom door opened at 11:30 and didn't close until after midnight. Dr. Park seemed genuinely shaken. He was healthy, he stammered. No signs, no warnings. This wasn't natural, but Crane noted a discrepancy. The bourbon bottle in the study had been laced with a rare nerve toxin, one Dr. Park would be familiar with. Jenna was furious and unapologetic. He treated me like a child, she snapped. I don't care if he's dead. But when pressed, she admitted to being in the library, adjacent to the study, at the time of the murder. No one could confirm her story. Gregory, the assistant, denied everything. He was going to fire me? I had no idea, but his emails told a different story. One draft message, never sent, read, "You'll regret this, Charles. I made your empire. I can break it too." Marie, calm and poised, simply said, "Mr. Remington was a good man. But good men make enemies." She had no clear alibi. She claimed she was cleaning the guest bathroom upstairs. Crane examined the study. One detail caught his eye. A faint fingerprint on the inside of the bourbon glass, too small to be Charles's, and smudged just enough to suggest haste. The position of the glass indicated it was handed to him, not poured by him. He sent the glass for analysis. Meanwhile, he dug deeper into the relationships. Charles's will had been recently updated, and Eleanor wasn't the sole beneficiary anymore. Jenna's share had been reinstated just a week ago, and Gregory's severance included company shares worth millions, shares Dr. Park believed were owed to him. Then came the twist. The toxicology report came back. The poison wasn't in the bourbon, it was on the rim of the glass. Someone had applied it there directly, ensuring the victim would ingest it only when sipping. That required precision, knowledge, intent. Crane gathered everyone in the study. "The killer was counting on us believing it was in the drink," he said calmly. "But it wasn't. It was applied to the rim. Which means the killer needed access to the glass, and to be trusted enough to serve him a drink." He turned to Eleanor. "You said you were in bed. But the logs say otherwise. You were downstairs." I wanted to talk to him. "One last time," she said, voice trembling. "To talk, or to toast?" Crane asked. "You handed him that drink, didn't you? Hoping the poison would be mistaken for natural causes." She shook her head violently. "No, I loved him." Crane continued. "You didn't know he'd changed his will again, to leave everything to Jenna. You thought you'd still inherit it all. But Charles had just emailed his lawyer that afternoon to finalize the change. You found out, and you acted." Eleanor broke down. "I didn't mean to kill him. I just wanted to scare him. Make him sick. Make him need me again. He was going to leave me for someone else." Crane nodded, expression unreadable. "Murder doesn't need intent to destroy lives. You took a chance, and lost everything." As officers escorted Eleanor out in handcuffs, the storm outside began to fade. Morning crept in over the city skyline, cold and gray. Another case closed. not with gunfire or grand chases, but with quiet calculation and a single poisoned glass. Lucas Crane stood by the window, watching the first light pierce through the clouds. In the distance, the city stirred, unaware of the secrets it harbored. And somewhere out there, another truth waited to be uncovered.